that. Here is our start in Touring Car B.
We had Kanan O'Connell and PJ Gronke 1-2, and then right at that last minute, it was when you go through that Honda Fit, the number 6 there.
I find that the car just suddenly went to limp mode, and I would suspect that's what may have happened here. Back to Touring Car B, Jake Pipeball hanging on at this stage over the 24 of Kanan O'Connell, that second car in the line. And Kanan is just relentless. I mean, you know, he got trained that way.
Well, he's a trainer now at the Bob Bondurant Driving School. Of course, you see on the side of that, and PJ Gronke in the second of the Tech Sport Racing Chevy Sonics back there in third place. And Travis Wache, don't count him out. His Mini Cooper winner at Lime Rock last year said, I made my racing goal of my life. My dad took me to Lime Rock when I was a kid, and I was able to come here and win in front of my home.
Nailed it in terms of throwing a setup at it. Back to Touring Car B, Pipeball hanging on over O'Connell. The two of them have opened up just a little bit of a margin back to Gronke in third.
Travis Wache there. These cars are so closely matched. You lose a draft. And you look back there, that number 77 TCB car of Taylor Handwork, and you see he's lost the draft now, and it's going to be hard to catch up here. But Kanan O'Connell trying to pressure Bumble. We always say it all along, Greg, all last year, the last couple of years, TCB is the closest best racing in the touring car categories.
Oh, it's just insane. These guys have no problem getting in there. They're small cars, so you can fit 2 or 3 where you can't fit other cars, and they have no problems trying to do exactly that. A problem for Weisberg, John Weisberg, he's done a lot of development on that MX-5, got a paddle shift system in it, and some other developments here, but going wrong a bit early.
Yeah, I got the new Quave sequential in that, but looks like when they you build a race engine, you build it with a certain amount of smoke in it, and he let all the smoke out of it.
I like that. A potential amount of smoke in a car, and when it releases at once, never a good thing. So, again, O'Connell hounding Pipeball. This is a roller coaster. And it's funny, this camera angle, really here's the camera angle that shows you just how deep that plummet is. Shea Holbrook off track.
Yeah, not sure where that was. If she's going the other way here.
Oh boy, it's turn 10.
Yep, turn 10 again, just gets it loose. It looks like she probably lost it going down there in the braking zone. Yeah, oh no, it was turn 10.
Yeah.
Able to go straight through there and decides I'm not going to go back out over Oak Tree and just make a little shortcut through here. Still not the fastest way through there,
yeah,
but
exactly.
Not much of a shortcut. She was running 18th.
Yeah, she may have realized she was heading right for the apex of the turn in at 11 there, and you don't want to do that. So she said, no, I'm just going to square it, go the other way. Connell shows the nose for just a second. Couldn't quite get it done down into turn 1.
The cool thing about the TCB class, we talk about how close they are. The second these two cars get side by side, PJ Gronke, Travis Wache will be right there. It happens that fast. In TCB, these cars have just a little over 100 horsepower. They're limited on the camber they can make. It's basically a subcompact street car. You put the required safety equipment, put some better brake pads in there, and strap on a set of Pirelli P0 tires, and you come racing.
Now, we haven't had Pirelli World Challenge cars here since 2010, and the TCB class I don't think was running at that point. So this is a debut for them at this track. And I was going to ask you one thing. You raced here a few weeks ago in a club event. And what were the temperatures and humidity then?
Mid to upper 70s and like 30% humidity. It was Chamber of Commerce day.
And how hard were you working in that car? Now translate that to 90 degrees and mega humidity.
Well, these
double apex left. You just let it float. And now, hog pen, contact, and oh boy, that is O'Connell, and he got touched by one of the touring cars. Great save by Kanan. Wow.
I've seen some videos on YouTube of Kanan O'Connell and the Dodge Viper sitting there drifting at Bondurant, the course in Arizona. He did a good job drifting that front-wheel drive car down there. Just put his foot in and spun those Pirelli P0 tires, pulled that car straight. But that's what happens. You get in traffic here with TC and those slower TCB cars. We get a replay here. Just made contact there with the number 29. You talk about that, Justin Raphael.
Yeah, Raphael was just anxious, did not want to, he was in that huge battle with Belo and Maginoli and wanted to get through, but you can't, these touring car B cars, they can't just disappear. And in that piece of track, you can't make that move and make it work too successfully, that's for sure.
No, they were 201s that qualified. 201.9 was the pole time, so they're right on pace with pole qualifying here in the end of the race. And I mean, we'll see that a lot more as a lot more of these drivers and teams get used to these brand new cars and brand new platforms. As we're still looking back at our TCB leader, Jake Pipeball, in his Honda Fit, still leading and actually pulled out a big lead now over PJ Gronke. Travis Wache there at third, trying to start battling with PJ for second in our TCB category.
Yeah, remember Kanan was right there and then had that tap from one of the TCA cars and floated way wide, and that really has helped Pipel out, no question about that. Leafuge, Holton, Whitmer, Ellsworth, and Nimkoff continuing to have an impressive run, sitting there right there in the 5th spot.
As the Realty on to fit. As it comes out of Oak Tree and onto the straightaway, and can adjust the mirrors a little bit. Maybe take a good deep breath. Look down at your phone, send a text or a tweet because you're in a Honda Fit. A TCB car this long back straightaway. You got some time to do some stuff.
And then it gets busy when you get to the roller coaster.
Here's Travis Wachet and PJ Gronke. That battle for 3rd is our leaders now, coming up to our leaders in our touring car B-Spec category. And both of those guys are going to want to clear as Nick Whitmer sticks his nose in there, wants to get by these TCB leaders, and he does.
Whitmer got a great run, didn't he?
And Cody Ellsworth's going to get hung up here into the roller coaster. You see that Audi RS3 LMS lock up that rear brakes a little bit. Typical of a front-wheel drive car, especially when it stiffly is sprung. As Wachet looking to the outside of Gronke back there in TCB, but Paul Holton right behind Lefuge as they come down to turn number 7. Bumper to bumper, little bump draft there as they go onto the straightaway. Going to try to use Popple as a pit there in the TCB class.
Well, I'll tell you, again, I'm impressed with that Audi, the way it just, wherever Paul puts it, it just sticks.
See it, Powell, who he wants to follow through here is, no, there's your leader in our TCB class right up against that wall. That's the exit of turn number 17, I gotta believe, Jake Pipel. See what we can find out what happened here, and sure enough.
Oh, he got helped off too. That's the 2nd time we've seen a front runner in touring car B getting ushered off the track.
Oh, that's devastating for him as he led. Finally gets back underway, and it looks like there's a little damage to that left rear as well, as it got some positive camber back there. But let's go back to our lead battle here as Eric Powell to the inside of Copeland, coming up here into the climbing S's, gets that pass done, and way to go by Eric Powell, that Tech Sport Racing Mazda MX-5. These are the 2 guys that battled for that TCA championship last year, and they're back at it again here at the season opener race. Paul Holton doesn't want to lose. Oh, no! Oh, a huge incident by Jason Fichter. Way up in the air. Oh, man. And that fuel mother's Honda Accord. Oh, no. Looks like that's going to be a red flag for the session here, as that's a huge incident for Jason Fichter, and I'm not sure where that was, but looks like it was either down there on the exit of 10 or coming onto the front straightaway in turn number 17.
Yeah, red flag at 13 minutes left, and it was an immediate red flag. Great reaction, of course, as you would expect, by Pro League Challenge Race Control.
Oh, there's the
that's good news.
You see
Shea drive over. That's one of her team drivers, and that was a class act by Shea to drive over and check. I'm sure he's rattled, but just great to see him get out of that car on his own.
I know Grandma Dee is watching Jason here, and see if we can get a replay about what happened there. And he's just a little bit over, and I think that's, man, I don't know where that is, but wow, what a wicked crash as he got off the track. It dug that front nose and just go over. Oh man, what a huge incident. But I know doing a lot of stuff there, the upper S's for him, and that was, Donate for Life, their big event here this weekend for Jason Fichter, and what a great family they are. His sister Jillian starting to come race now, started off in TCB, and another driver that worked his way up, and here just dropped off in the rain that we've had here, and that soft dirt just hung him over. But awesome to see the way this car was built, to have him get out of that car and walk away.
Yeah, Shea has talked about how absolutely instrumental he's been as they've grown that team, because she said when I'm working on business stuff to try and do stuff, he's been the one that's been overlooking a lot of stuff in the shop and making sure the cars are ready. And she said, and he's, 19? I mean, he's a very, very smart young guy, and tough to see that happen. So, it was over in that section called the Climbing S's, and we talk how glorious it is to watch cars go through there at speed, but when it goes wrong there, you're at serious speed. Boy, these 3, they just put on amazing racing last year, and they're doing it again when you add in Copeland into the mix. And then this touring car group, and Jake Pipel, after that moment and that run, to get him back and in the queue here, doing a nice job. I'm a little surprised that Kanan wasn't able to stay right with these guys. I wonder if he had a couple of other cars between him and this group of 4.
But PJ Gronke leading over Travis Wachet, and PJ, he says, man, I just want to win a race. He never won a Pro League World Challenge race. He's in the catbird seat here. Hold it together, my friend. 8 more minutes here. Travis Wachet in second. And the number 77, how about that for Taylor Handwerk in that Mini, sitting back there in 3rd place in a podium spot.
Onto the back straight now, onto Madison Avenue, as they call it, comes our scrum of touring car B runners at this stage. And it's still Gronke with Wachet behind him. And look at O'Connell coming. He'd been way, way back. And now he's coming up and leaning a little bit on the 77. A handwork, as you talk about doing a great job. And Pipel down to the inside of both of them, yeah.
Yeah, he took the better line through there. O'Connell still not clear of handwork there as they come down here into turn number 14. 5 minutes to go here in the race. PJ Gronke, Travis Wache closes the gap. And TCB comes right on that back bumper down here in roller coaster.
This is that turn. It's almost a double apex left. And you can see Gronke just protecting a little bit here and there, Jeff. Just making sure that he's not leaving any kind of an opening for anybody at this stage.
Getting word that it was an incident between Elevon Goulart and Dean Copeland that caused those both drivers to have that. As here goes Pipel go around Wache, just a power move down the straightaway over that mini as he puts the hunt here onto PJ Gronke. 4.5 minutes to go. PJ has to hold it together here and try to get his first Brother World Challenge win. Kane O'Connell down to the inside of Wache.
Both of them.
Makes the pass right there. Wow. That's got to be the move of the race there for Kane O'Connell. Into second place, it's Tech Sport Racing 1-2 at TCB with 4 minutes to go.
That was superb. And right now, Kane O'Connell is PJ Gronke's buddy. He's that exactly, because we know Pipel in that Honda Fit has been very, very quick. And that move by O'Connell really is going to be of help here now. But the problem is that O'Connell got through there and really was able to close that margin up a little. It's almost like PJ maybe had just a little bobble and he lost a good 3-4 car lengths.
It's one of those interesting things now is O'Connell going to play the good teammate, or is O'Connell going to go for the win here?
Yeah. Well, it depends. If Kanan is on board for the season, you know he's going for the win. If he's just doing a one-off here once again, you know he's a class act, I would think, and would do whatever he could to help his teammate here.
Problem for your fourth place, Cody Ellsworth in TC, dropping back down. He's down to 23rd now.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened there, but here it is. PJ Gronke, Kane O'Connell hard on the brakes down here into Oak Tree. It's PJ Gronke. You see that little bobble he had there, and you can't do that coming down on the straightaway. Right to the corner, straighten that wheel up as quick as we can, and we'll see if Kane O'Connell, I think he's a sitting duck now. Gronke's going to be here as it comes down the straightaway.
Yeah, and you mentioned Ellsworth, and he was so quick at the opening laps at the start of the race, and he was falling back almost immediately, so he's got some sort of an issue. But look at that, Kanan not really trying to make a move or anything. He's just right there saying, I'm going to work with you. Now let's see if Kanan pops at any point here, or if he just stays in position. And stays in position.
I think that was
great team.
O'Connell was playing the teammate thing. Let's try to get away from this car behind us, and then we can battle out with 1 lap to go after this. So it's going to see how this plays out. TCB, like we said, some of the closest, best racing you'll see here in Pirelli World Challenge is it's going to be Gronke, O'Connell, and now Pipel trying to see if he can make a move for second place over Kane O'Connell.
With 2 minutes to go, I'm not sure. We might see the white this time. It just depends on when they get there. How close is it going to be?
It's going to be white flag for the TC leader,
Yep.
Lafuge, who's behind these.
That's
so
right.
About 2 laps to go for these cars.
Yeah, so they get some time to run here. Meanwhile, here we go. But as the checker comes out, Holton's going to get the win. Whitmer swings out wide, but didn't have enough momentum to make that slipstream move here. What's going on in touring car B? O'Connell is going to come through. Looks like he's got the win. Kanan O'Connell, what a run there, and Holton, what a debut for the Audi RS3.
Not